Morning, sir. Okay. So now, just to give a brief introduction, what are we going to discuss and all. This is a demo class. Okay, just to give a heads up or to set a stage. Because you know both you come for ODI. We have here both two type of audiences, Informatica and then ODI. The both comes under ETL category. So what is this ETL? So anyway, we are not going to discuss detailed about the technology ODI Informatica and what is where Informatica will come into picture or where ODI will come into picture and what is this data warehousing. Just to give a background about and what is the culture about okay these tools, and I'll just take half an hour or 45 minutes time to explore or take you to the why generally we need these tools, how people will use, what is the benefit you will get and all that. Okay, so generally when you say these, whenever you talk about these tools, you will keep hearing about the word, okay, data integration and then data warehousing. Okay, so the moment when you talk about Informatica or any tools, maybe because you have come here means at least you know something about Informatica world or ODI world. All these tools are called ETL tools. Okay, why they are called ETL we will see now. Right now we don't know, but you know the word ETL. Okay, but where we use these tools? Mostly you take any software when you get a job when you are working or when the software when they develop, there are two main objectives. Okay, one is called data integration and data warehousing. So these tools are useful in data warehousing projects and also in data integration. Okay, so now I'm going to talk very detailed about the data warehousing. Mostly, okay, 80% of the time these tools will be used in data warehousing. Apart from this, these tools can be also used in the data integration. Okay, I'll tell you, it is very simple difference, small difference. Okay, so first I'll give one liner about the data integration, then we'll go detailed on the data warehousing. What is data integration means? Integration means integrating. So I have one person, so both becoming friends is a integration. Or communicating from one point to one point is a integration. So here also why these tools will need, okay, these Informatica or ODI, you take any ETL tools, how they can be used in an integration. I'll give one example, then we'll go into data warehousing. You can easily understand. Say for example, she had taken an account in HDFC bank and she has some funds in a balance and she want to transfer her funds from HDFC bank account to other friend of same HDFC bank. Maybe if you notice SBH to SBH, SBI to SBI, how much time it will take? Just matter of 1 second. As soon as you transfer it, it will go, because the other person to whom you transferred also HDFC. But now she want to transfer her account or some funds from the HDFC bank to ICICI bank. So how much time it will take? 1 day. Okay, it will not immediately happen. So why that time? So that is actually the integration, if you want to really practically understand. So generally your software is, okay, HDFC bank. So where you are account holder of the HDFC bank. So your information is there in the HDFC bank software. So when you say that I want to transfer 1,000 rupees or $1,000 from my account to ICICI bank, it should go and credited in the ICICI bank account. That bank is different, that software is different. But I cannot go and manually go and tell that. It should happen automatically. So how this will happen automatically? On a regular intervals. So now like this in HDFC bank, every 1 hour there are so many transfers happening from one bank to n number of banks. Okay. So on regular intervals, this HDFC bank, what it will do? So how many accounts I need to transfer from the HDFC to ICICI bank? So I need to get that list, and what is the amount, what are the account names of the ICICI bank. So I have to take that information and I need to pass this information to ICICI Bank. So when I pass this information, then ICICI Bank will credit this number into, means update these numbers into their system. But we are not, I cannot go and every 1 hour go and give it manually. So it should happen automatically. Okay, so that's why we'll have to extract the whatever fund transfers you want to do from ICICI, HDFC to ICICI, prepare that list, prepare one file and send this file to ICICI Bank in whatever format they ask. Okay, so whenever I send this immediately, okay, ICICI Bank will take and validate it and then immediately update it. So whenever they update in the ICICI Bank, you will get a message that your fund transfer is done. This is a message. So this is what are we doing here? We are taking the data from our system and then giving it to the other person. Other person will take and then update in their system. So that will finish your transaction activity. So this is example of the integration. So we are integrating the data from one system to other system. It is happens very common. Another example is, now if you want to go and then pay any bill amount in your eSeva, sometimes if you, let's immediately when your bill is generated, if you go and ask like I want to say apply or pay some bills, it is a mobile bill or let's say current bill or power bill or whatever bill. Sometimes if you go and ask, okay, I want to pay, they'll say that we don't have the data. How can I pay the bill? Let's say whenever you say I want to pay 100 rupees of power bill. So first of all, what is your bill amount? Who are you? What is your consumer number? For this month, what is the bill? First of all, your eSeva should have. But where is your power electricity bill generated? In electricity department. But we are going to eSeva. So eSeva software is different, this software is different. So as soon as the monthly bills are generated in electricity, so they will send this complete data feed to the eSeva. So when this is available, you can start paying the bills there. And the same way, when you, if you lost your outgoing connection in a prepaid or a postpaid, when you pay the bill, sometimes if it is immediate, sometimes happen, but sometimes it takes a couple of minutes or sometimes hours. Why? You pay the bill here, but unless this will go and update in a real system, okay, where your defaulter or your outgoing connection is bad, so it doesn't know. So on a regular basis, how frequently they will send this information to the system, depending on that much frequency your outgoing will be activated. So these are all integration examples. So here what is the challenge is, ICICI Bank software is different and HDFC Bank software is different. So he is asking something in XML file, your data is in a mainframe, so a lot of challenges. So our tools will help taking data from anywhere, giving data to any person, any format. That is in the integration, okay, these ETL tools are going to play a very key role. Anywhere in the day-to-day life, everywhere, your integration is there. Okay, so there will be 20-30% of the projects are there, okay, where we will work on using this ETL tool. We work for data integration. The other side, data warehousing. So 80% of time, our Informatica, ODI or any ETL tool which you are talking, 80% of the time will be using these tools in the data warehousing. So that is the reason it has become a habit. Whenever you want to learn ODI, first we'll start from the data warehousing and then we'll get into that and we'll see how we use these tools in the data warehousing. Okay, so we'll see that how, okay, data warehousing, what is the background, because 80% of the projects, okay, where we use Informatica and ODI are data warehousing projects. Okay, now we have to see what is this data warehousing, how we use these tools in the data warehousing and what they work and how they work, that culture you have to see now. Okay, so data integration is very simple. So that's why if you see any of your friends' resume, some projects will see, okay, data integration means they will take the data, they will put somewhere. No extra effort there. Okay, But data warehousing with something different, complex, and what we do, how we do, we'll see now. Okay, this is all. Okay, what we discussed so far. Okay, your ETL can be used in the data integration and then data warehousing. Okay, so this is, I'll come to this later. Okay, later part. Yeah, because we don't have much time here. So coming back to the data warehousing. Okay, so what is the data warehousing means? Okay, now we are stage set to data warehousing. Previously integration means take some data, put somewhere. So any tool can help. Informatica, using Informatica, take this data from HDFC Bank, put it to the ICICI Bank. Use ODI, take the data and then put it there. Examples. So coming to the data warehousing, how we use these tools in data warehousing, we'll see right now. Okay, so data warehousing means, you see, this is a very standard definition. Okay, and in a very polished way, if you want to say what is data warehousing, so data warehousing is a subject oriented, integrated, non-volatile, time variant, blah blah, all Greek, Latin, Sanskrit words. Now we don't know, so we'll see detail what is this meaning of the words. Okay, and all that by end of this session you will come to know. So if you see the definition, this definition was given by a person called W.H. Inman. Okay, whenever you get into the data warehousing, people will always think about two names. One is W.H. Inman and other guy name is Ralph Kimball. So these are the pillars of the data warehousing. And anything we learn here, anything we do here, so all these things, whatever principles, guidelines, best practices are defined by these two people. That's why they are called legends. Okay, so Ralph Kimball and W.H. Inman. So whenever you want to go very detailed advanced learning, okay, either you can refer a book from the Ralph Kimball or W.H. Inman. These are the two main pillars for the data warehousing. Okay, so both will say same thing, how to build, but only slightly different. I want to go from Amirpet to Koti. So she will say that I will go from Begumpet to Koti, and he will say that I will go from Masaptank to Koti. Finally, ultimately you will go there, but the paths are different. So here also two people, they tell how to build a warehouse, but they will show the different path. For sometimes it is good, and for sometimes other one is good. Okay, but that also we'll see in the end of our complete data warehousing concept classes. We'll know what is this, what is that also. Okay, so now coming to this, why data warehousing, what data warehousing? Because integration means very simple, taking and putting somewhere. Throwing, taking is like a cricket ball. You throw and then that will push it somewhere. But data warehousing is slightly different. Okay, what is data? To give a background of the data warehousing first. Okay, I'm taking one organization. You take any organization in the world. Organization means a company which is running a business. You take any company. Even this is also, if you take this institute, I am also running a business. This is also business. If you go to any university, that is also one kind of business only. If you go to any shopping mall, business. Go to bank, business. Your reservation system is a business. Everywhere, business. So when I say organization, a company or a person who is doing the business. Whenever I start a business, okay, there will be two types of the activities can happen in the business. One is called transactional operations and one is called analytical operations. Again, those words are different, we don't know. Okay, so what is transactional and what is analytical, we are going to see now. And also a software, a system, a program, a application which will help you to do these transaction operations are called transactional systems. And a software, application, system, anything which will help you to do this analytical operations is called analytical system. For every company, these are the two pillars. Whenever I am running a business, let's say she is going to start a business, always she think in two angles, okay, two directions. One is transactional, one is analytical. What is that? I will give you one example, couple of examples here, you can understand. So if you take a bank, what is transaction means? Any activity which you do on a day-to-day basis, okay, is called transactional activity. Example, when I run a business, what is my main objective of the bank? I will keep the branches, and I will keep the employees, I will keep the managers and everybody there. When I'm running a business, first of all, okay, a customer will come, okay, I am looking for a vehicle loan. What are the banks will come? And I will come to the bank and say, please tell me what are the loans you are offering. Your activity starts from there. Then you will apply for a loan. Okay, once you apply for a loan, the loan processing will happen, depends on your credit history. It may be approved or it may be rejected. Okay, then once you get a loan, you make your loan installment payments. Okay, and if you are planning for a saving or any other account, you will go and apply for a deposit account, saving account or current account, and then you start depositing money. You will be withdrawing money. Okay, and you will go for bank for monthly statements. Okay, you will check your balance from the ATM, from online. Okay, you want to transfer your money from your system to other friends. All are generally, you know, they are all comes under transactional activities. Why? Because they are helping you to run your day-to-day business. When I say bank running means, if any one of the thing is not there means you say bank is not running. If bank is shut down, I cannot do any activity. Okay, but in the same angle, if you take same thing, what is analytical angle, or what is analytical processing or analytical activity means right side. So generally, transactional systems, who will be involved? Customers are involved. I will pay, I will open an account, I will pay the money, I will do all these things. So it is continuously happening. If I start a bank and then open a bank and this is all happening, if I just sleep, I am a bank manager. If I am sleeping, okay, nothing will happen. Why? If you see other side, lot of angles, lot of things I need to look into in my bank, what is happening. Okay, so I want to know how many number of customers we have in the world in our bank. How many new customers are joining every day? Say for example, yesterday this bank sponsored a cricket match. In a one-day international they sponsored. Why they sponsor cricket match? Do they have excess money? No. That is a promotional activity, advertisement activity. So they will keep all the nameplates, boards and advertisements. Okay, so because of that you will get more ads. Means you are advertising. By sponsoring the cricket match, you are advertising. So I spent $1 million to sponsor a cricket match. I sponsored a cricket match. Before sponsoring cricket match, I have 20 million customers in my bank. And I spent 1 million customers, $1 million for sponsoring the cricket match last month. So I want to see what is my return of investment. I invested 1 million. So do I get any benefit? What is the purpose of the investment? Advertisements. So if I see after cricket match sponsoring, how many new customers added? Okay, so because you have done advertisement. If I see lot of customers joined in my bank after the cricket match sponsoring, so whatever investment I have done, that is successful. So if like this, if I sponsor cricket match 2-3 times, if I see good benefit by getting the new customers, third time, fourth time, I will try to invest more in that. If I don't get any new customers, even after cricket match sponsoring, I feel that, so this is not a good marketing strategy for us. Fourth time, I will not go there. Just example I am telling. What is analysis means like this. Okay, like this, how many number of new customers, okay, like this, what example you have taken, and every day, how many number of transactions are happening. So if you go down here, OBC bank is there. Okay, I have a ATM machine there, and every day I am going, every day morning I am filling the cash, 2 lakhs, and my manager is happy. But what happened, because it is a busy center, and as soon as you fill 2 lakhs rupees in the machine, immediately in the next 1 hour, complete cash is gone. People are withdrawing because busy schedule. If manager, if is not looking at what happens, for next 20 hours, your ATM machine will be sitting idle. So you never try to go to that ATM machine. You will try 1, 2, 3 times, okay? And if you don't get a cash, fourth time will not go there. But what manager has to do? He has to see in every ATM machine in his jurisdiction, what is the average money floating, means withdrawals happening from ATM machine, which time to which time, how much cash is getting withdrawn in what duration of time. If I know that early morning hours from 7 o'clock to or 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock is a busy schedule, as soon as we deposit, fill the money, it's getting gone immediately 1 hour. So I have to instruct people who will fill the money morning 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock, fill the money in ATM machine for every 1 hour. And 11 o'clock to evening 4 o'clock, it is a normal non-peak hours, nobody withdrawing money. So during that period, you go only 3 hours once, or like go again directly at 4 o'clock. So how can I know that this is? If I do some analysis. Okay, so I'm just trying to give an example of what is analysis and what is the transaction system. So any these kind of activities comes under analysis only. Okay, I want to know how many people, what is the total dues pending in our bank from the credit card customers, from the loan customers. Okay, how many people are not paying for last 5 months? So there is one person, he has not paid bill ATL money for last 5 months. And anyway, if I tried many times, he is not going to pay the bill because he has some financial problem. At least to get some money, what he will do? You pay 5 months at a time, okay, we'll give 50%. That is what your credit card settlement. You are a defaulter, you are not paying. So means if I leave it, if I leave you, then I will not get even any single money. If I give you a settlement, at least I will get some money. So how much settlement offer I can give you? And how much money pending. So these are all analysis only. I will take I will do analysis and then take a appropriate decision. So that's why every business when you are running, one angle is running the business. Will not apply any brain here. But here I will apply a lot of brain, analyze what is happening. Based on this, what I can do better, what I need to do. Okay, all this will be done in the analysis. Okay, and I am giving one more example just quickly. If I am running an institute also, okay, if you know transactional analytics, that is my objective right now. But if anybody not clear, another simple example. Okay, if I am running any institute, okay, if I am running a education system, intermediate or SSC, okay, so left side angle is you will apply for a enrollment in an intermediate, or let's say you come here, you will first come here and then inquiry, okay, and then first you will enroll, your batch starts, you will pay the amount, and then they will tell you, okay, we don't have class, tomorrow we have class, we have a weekend class, all these things here are operational, transactional. But the other side, what this institute owner should do, how many students are coming, for which batch, okay, or which technology, how many are coming, okay, and how many are paying fee, how many students came and who are not paid, all this I have to do. If I don't do this, nothing will happen. So that is analysis. Okay, lot of examples you can take. Okay, so one of the good example, maybe in a real time, what you can see, whenever any results announced, example, intermediate results announced, I see pass percentage, 10% is the pass percentage. And by looking at that number, you will shock. Why? 10% is the pass percentage means what? Out of 1 lakh people, only 10,000 people passed. How many MSET seats we have? Almost 1 lakh MSET seats we have. So you have only 10,000 passed intermediate students, but I have 1 lakh MSET seats. How can I go and fill it? Is a problem. You just results announced and your chief secretary or your education minister sitting just sleeping, nothing will happen. So he has to go and analyze. So if you have got only 10%, there is a big problem. So what should I do? If you go and apply some brain, if I ask, tell me in every subject how many people passed. When I go and see subject wise pass percentage, in every subject 90% of the people passed. But in mathematics subject, okay, and 70% people are fail. Means every student passed in all subjects, but many of the people failed in mathematics only. I know only when I do the subject wise percentage. So when I see mathematics many people failed, if I ask you, please tell me with how many range they failed, 1 mark less or 2 marks. If I see out of 70%, 80% failed with 1 mark less, means there is some problem, paper setting or evaluation or something. So if I can go and add 1 grace mark or 2 grace marks, so it will shoot up mathematics and that will shoot up your overall, and that will make your total pass percentage like 40-50. So you will be, so this is what happens. Analysis means example is, okay. The same way if you go to shopping mall, what are the orders, you will go and pay the bill and all. These are all categories or examples of the transactional and analytics. This can happen in every business in the world. So now I am talking that, okay, now we'll see that. So now I am going bit detailed about the transactional. Transactional means day-to-day business, day-to-day activities, day-to-day operations. So how we do in a transaction? So when you go to bank or when you go to institute or anywhere, so generally people will automate software, computerization, automation or automation means whatever day-to-day activities you do, we are doing through computers. Okay, so initial old days we used to do manually, notebooks, papers, and then we used to use mainframes, D-Base, COBOL and all that, and this is the current age. Means when you go to ATM machine, when you go to any bank, when I say transaction means opening an account, okay, checking my balance, fund transfer, these are all transactional only. So in these transactional activities, so we have a software. What are the common softwares can help transactional system? SAP, Oracle apps, okay, FlexCube, Finacle, this is a Infosys product, okay, for banking. This is a Oracle product for banking. SAP, all modules, okay, Oracle apps, PeopleSoft, HR, CWell, call center, mainframes, you can develop your own. Salesforce, again this is a call center in a cloud. These are all, or you can develop your own software. So they are all softwares can help supporting our day-to-day activities performing in any company. Depend. Call center is one day-to-day activity, and HR, okay, a new employee joined, he'll resign it, you got a new salary increment. So depends on whatever software you want, you can buy it and then you can start using, okay, and all the data nowadays will be going and sitting into the database only. Anything, whatever you use it, okay, whenever you open an account, that information will go and sit in the database tables, okay. But how this information will be, I've taken one simple example of UTI bank here, okay. So now I have a UTI bank and they are giving loans, they are giving credit card, they are giving HR, they are giving insurance. So I can use one software for loan processing, I can use one software for HR, means employee processing, I can use one software for credit card, I can use one software for, it is your choice, okay. When you go for shopping, you can buy one brand of pant, one brand of shirt, or you can buy same brand of pant shirt, is your choice. Whatever is good, cheaper, and whatever is good for you, fitting and all that. Here also, when we are running a business, I will go and buy a software which is good for that particular. I am processing salaries. What is the software? We have a PeopleSoft, we have a SAP HR, okay, and Oracle Talio. They are all softwares good for salary processing. I can buy this or I can buy that, I can buy anything. I am doing my credit card business. What is the software good for the credit card processing? I will go and buy what is best in the market. So like this, people will buy their softwares and then start using to run their business on a day-to-day basis. Technically, when you go one step back, what technically happens? You have a tables. This is your transactional system, transactional software. Anything which you want to store in a database, we need a table. So here I have 3 tables. Example, one is the employee table, and one is a customer table, and this is a transaction. Means since it is a bank example, all the employees who are working in the bank will be here, all the customers who are there here, and what are the transaction, debit card, withdrawal, deposits, everything will be here. So in the system, basic operation is whenever if there is a new information, let's say a new customer joined in a bank, or new employee joined, or there is a new ATM withdrawal. Okay, in all these cases, okay, we'll just go and insert the data in the tables. You have a table, if anything, new customer joined, a new employee joined, or a new ATM transaction done, all the data will go and get inserted into these tables. Okay, that is a normal activity. If there are any changes, so now we have a customer, employees are there, customers are there, everything is there. But now, example, one customer went to bank and requested that right now I'm in Bangalore, Hyderabad, so I'm moving from, I got a transfer from Hyderabad to Bangalore, so please change my address. So now we have one customer, okay, employee. So now, right now, 778288, so now this guy is an analyst, and I want to give a promotion to this guy as a manager. Okay, means any new will go and insert, that is a common. But if any change, what we'll do in the systems, since customer is there, previously Hyderabad, now she requested to change, so I went and updated that to Hyderabad to Bangalore. Previously this guy was the analyst, now he got promoted and then I updated to manager. So anything here will change it, that is in a different story. So in a transactional system, any information new comes, will keep it. But if any changes, let's say address change or any change, let's say there is a laptop right now $100, now it is become $50, I'll go and change it to 50. So any changes, will go and update it. Technically, if you see what is happening in the transaction system in the backside on the database, any new will be inserted and any changes will be updated. See, last point, what is says, when you change your information, you don't have the previous information, historical information not available. Means, if you ask me, if I ask you, please tell me what is the address, okay, she stayed before Bangalore. And if I ask you what is the address, what is the designation before this manager, of course it will be there in a separate place, but it will not be immediately available in these tables, because we are overriding, we are updating the information. Any new has to keep, there is no option. If anything new means you have to keep it, there is no option left. But if any change here, we'll go and update it. Here we don't care about, because you go and search in a system, in a bank, you go to ICICI Bank login, when you see, when you put your customer number, you expect what is your latest address only. You don't care about what is your previous address. I am fine with the current address. When I log in and then when I log into my office system, always I expect to see what is the current designation. If somebody is searching my details, they will expect my current designation. Nobody will expect my previous designation. So that way we are happy. I don't have any problem at this moment. Okay, because I want latest, I have the latest. But here you will not have the previous information, you will not have here. I am satisfied, no problem. Okay. So then once you have the data, since we are keeping, see one HDFC bank or HSBC bank, okay, how many customers will be there in one database? So many customers. And see, imagine how many number of transactions can happen every millisecond, some millions across globe. And at the same time, in the system, somebody trying to deposit money, withdraw money, somebody trying to check what is my balance, whether a fund transferred to your account properly or not, okay, and what is I requested for address, whether it is changed or not, all that you will be checking. Means whenever you want a information, you can go and retrieve, check it. Generally we will do some select operations here. So new information will insert, changed information will update, and whenever you want to see anything, you will write a select. But why I have given here select especially is, generally whenever you are looking information, if you want to see very quickly, your table sizes are very big, that will come very slow. That is a database fundamental. So that's why when you go and check your balance, if you expect very quickly, so I need to keep only small volumes in these tables. If I keep some terabytes or petabytes of the data in these tables, okay, when you try to check your balance, it will come very, very slow. That's why to make your activities very faster, generally in the transactional systems, will keep only data for only last 1 week or 15 days. That's why if you go and check your bank ATM machine, if you are looking for a statement of your bank, it will give you statement only for 5 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, some banks up to 1 month. Yeah, so sometimes if you go to online also same thing. But if you want to, let's say you opened the account 10 years back, if you want full statement, you have to go to bank and request. So why? It's not like your data is not there, it is there. But if I keep in one place everything, and it will damage your other operations. So somebody checking the, if I keep unwanted data everything here, it will, system will be slow, then customer will not happy. So if you go for internet, if any website is not coming fast, you will go for other website. So here also human tendency that something not working, will go for opt for other banks. So here same thing. So just to put a conclusion, in any transactional system, whatever story I explained, to just to give these pointers. In any transactional system, means a software which is helping you to run your business day to day, technically or functionally, you'll have a continuous insert, update, select operations in one database happening. Somebody withdrawing money, somebody depositing money, somebody changing, somebody checking their balance. Continuously happen. No, you cannot stop anyone. If you stop, it will not come to you. Then we'll keep only current recent data. Means we will not have 10-15 years of data. Or if I change my address from current to previous, you will not have that information. Okay, and also your data will be application. Say credit, HR, PeopleSoft software have only HR data in the PeopleSoft. Whenever you run a business, okay, when you start a business, this is the what happening. So this is only just for your information sake. You don't need to remember anything here. Just it is only to tell how the business runs. This is all fine, but why we are discussing all these things? So now I am taking one simple use case. I told you, right, whatever I told you, that is one UTI bank example. There is a bank we opened and everything is running there. Now UTI bank, I don't know how many of you remember, it is one of the famous bank in the India, especially in AP. So now nobody see UTI bank name now, but it was a bank in AP in India, okay, having some good number of customers in India. At the same time, it was there 10 years back, okay, and the same time we have one more bank called Axis Bank, and it is one of the top bank in the Europe. So it is a very huge bank in Europe, and it has all the Europe customers in this bank, and UTI bank is having all the Indian customers, because it is running separately, and this guy is using some Oracle software here for their banking, but this guy is using mainframe, because those are independent, both don't know each other. This guy is a different, that guy is a different. He is in India, he is in UK. So now this guy want to run a business. He decided to expand his business in India and Asia region. He has two options. One is he can go and take the approval in Indian RBI government and then set up the branches, recruit people and start the business. That hardly takes 1 hour time, 1 year, or sometimes he may not get approval, all operational challenges. So because of the globalization, what companies are doing, nobody is starting their new businesses in any area. Rather, they are going and buying existing companies or anything, whatever they want. So in the same way, Axis Bank came to India and they bought UTI Bank. This is called merger, acquisition, takeover, anything, whatever you call. So why? Because if I start thinking about starting a new business in India, it may take 1 year. By the time ICICI Bank will capture all your customers, you will not have anything to do here or get the customers. Okay, that's why the people are expanding the business rapidly. So that's why if you take one company, there will be like, if you take GE, there are like smaller 200 companies, okay, sitting under GE. If you take Reliance, how many Reliance wings are there, entities are there. Like this, everywhere it is very, if you take a big companies, they are having very smaller companies operating at the different locations and doing different business. So now this guy went and bought this bank. So now when they bought this bank, they will not go and do any disturbance to the UTI bank. Only just they will go and change the UTI label to the Axis Bank. Wherever stationary printout previously UTI showing, now they will place it with Axis Bank. Whatever software running, it will be running as it is. If you remember, now whatever you call as a Vodafone, previously it used to be Hutch. Vodafone took over this Hutch. When they took over, they didn't make any changes to Hutch. There is one outlet in Amirpet, it's running in the same way, and there is one person working there, is running the same way. The only thing is the name, emblem, logo change, and since it is taken over by the other bank and other company, so your complete business will be monitored by the other people, other persons. So in the same way, now UTI Bank taken over by Axis Bank. So when I'm monitoring my business complete worldwide, you will have a single CEO and you will have a single top, upper and lower management. Because I have a single boss. No matter if it is UTI Bank previously here and Axis Bank here, and he bought one more bank in South Africa, okay, and North America or Middle East, he bought 100 banks and different geographies. But your boss will be one only, and he will keep some regional managers and then he will run the business. So now your business is growing, but to see how my business is running, okay, we discussed just before. To watch and how your business is running, to take proper decisions, we have to do lot of analysis. So here I have taken 3 examples of the analysis what this Axis Bank CEO is planning to do. Okay, one is he says that tell me how many number of customers we have in entire world, and he's asking, okay, how many number of customers who moved from India to UK or UK to UK, frequently changing the address. And the guy want to see in every branch, okay, for last 10 years, what is the profit I want. These are the 3. He will be doing lot, but I have taken 3 examples. So now let's take first one. I want to know how many number of customers. Can I get it very quickly? I have my UTI Bank customers who are taken account in India, that is there in Oracle software, and I have Axis Bank customers who are there earlier in the UK region, so that data is in a mainframe system in a separate database, and South Africa in different, and then Middle East in different geographies, different softwares, different applications. If I want to get the total number of customers, credit card wise, loan wise, or credit card country wise, or gender wise, anything I can ask. So you cannot get it. Why? Because your data is not in one place. Of course I can get it, but I need to spend 2 days, 3 days time. But you want very quickly what is that I want. So it is not possible. So the solution is, don't disturb, let it run as it is. That UTI Bank running, people are opening account and closing account, everything is happening there. And Europe, they are opening the account, everything is fine. But this guy is asking a different information, and that is very key for my CEO. So to get that why that information is required? Analysis. If you don't do analysis, you cannot take a proper decision, you cannot grow your business. That's why keeping the systems as it is, I bought a big database server. I kept here and installed one database. Then I created some tables. Then I'm taking data from all these systems and then dumping into one place. See, I have created only one employee table. I have created only one customer and keeping Axis by Indian customers, which is like UTI Bank, and Europe customers, which is a Axis Bank, all the data and dumping into one place. So this box is called data warehouse. Okay, why warehouse? Warehouse means dump yard. Dump yard means generally go down, warehouse, everything is similar. It is also go down only, warehouse only, but only thing is it contains the data, not any other items. So it is called data warehousing. So data warehousing means one big server, big database. Again, you will have a tables only, but the only thing is all the data will be dumped into one place. Okay, that's why data warehousing is called integrated. So you are integrating all the data across the globe into one place. Okay, so that if I have all the data in one place, if you ask me how many number of customers, how many this or how many this or anything you ask me, I will get it very quickly because all the data is in one place. That's why integrated. The same way, previously, when I keep this information, I don't have the current and previous address, current designation, previous designation. Since anyway we are developing it in a different database, okay, and since I don't have that previous historical information in this system, so since anyway you are keeping the data in the separate database, so when you are keep your current and also historical previous information. So now if you see, when I'm keeping the data here, I'll keep for every customer what is the current address, previous address also. When I say what is the current designation and previous designation also, because anyway we are keeping separately, so that if any question anybody asking about the previous current, how many people moved from one address to other address or anything, can be solved very quickly from this particular place. I don't need to too much brainstorm there. Okay, then since he is asking about last 10 years, okay, again it is a separate database. Okay, and we are not disturbing that. So here when I am keeping, I will keep 10 years data, 20 years, because we spoke, if you want to get your bank statement of 1 year, you will not get. But here I can keep 10 years of your transactions, 10 years of statement data, or 20 years, whatever you choose. Everything will be available in this place. So this is called data warehousing. Okay, so mostly our Informatica and ODI tools will be used here for this purpose 80%. So 20% just taking data and dumping here. But now, where this Informatica are coming into this picture? So we spoke about the transactional system, we spoke about the analytical system or data warehousing, because we are going keeping data and analyzing data. That's why the complete place you can call as a analytical system, transactional system. But where this, what is the do? Okay, so just example, what you can, when you say data warehousing means your complete worldwide data across applications across the globe will be putting in one place, no matter where, whatever it is. Okay, just example. So now we already know, okay, the left side ones from where you are taking the data, that is a transaction, because there, whenever there is a transaction happen, data will come there. And here we are dumping the data and analyze this, we are using for analysis purpose. So that's why it is called analytical data. And in a polished name, if you want to give, these transactional systems will call as a OLTP, and this is called OLAP. Because analytical system, transactional system. Okay, so this you don't need to worry, because it is not our cup of coffee. Only we are talking what will be there. So whenever you are coming here, if you know little bit of knowledge of that, you can make a differentiation here. That's why we discuss, and that you can just ignore it. It's only for your knowledge sake. Okay, so the systems left side where your transactions are happening, transaction systems which we call, so those are called OLTP, and this is called OLAP, analytical. Only name is transaction analytical, that's all, because we use this data for analysis purpose. But how you make this data warehousing happen? We are talking that take the data from here, dump here, take the data from here and dump here. But what is the challenge? If I go here, some data is in PeopleSoft, some data is in XML, some data is in a mainframe, some data is in a Sybase. I have to take and then keep here. I can do it. Okay, but if I want to really take all the data and then dump here, okay, so what challenges you will have? So my objective is take all the data from all the systems, transactional systems, and dump into data warehousing. Okay, so this activity, okay, taking data means extracting the data dumping data means loading the data is called EL, and in between we have one word called T. That stands for transaction. So what is transaction means? Okay, this putting together it is called ETL. E means everybody knows because reading the data, extracting the data. L everybody very clear, loading. But what is this transformation? One example. So now I have one customer date of birth in India. Let's say I stored my date of birth in a DDMMYY format because our style is DDMM. I have one guy taken account in US. I stored in US MMDDYY format. I am taking one record from DDMM, one record MMDD and putting into one table. If I keep DDMMYY, so you don't know what is month, what is date, or if it is not proper, it will fail also. That's why you decide when you are keeping data in warehouse, you decide whether you want MM or DD. And you convert any one of the value to your final required format. So that is called in a simple way transformation. Transformation means converting data from one format to other format. Okay, anything you can take any example. In a simplest example is that. Okay, so in India our time zone is IST. In US it is a different time zone. But when I keep 5 o'clock IST and 5 o'clock US, there is a big difference. So you convert it to a CST, Central Time Zone, just for example. That is called. So we have to do lot of transformations when you are taking and then loading. So that all putting together it is called ETL, extract, transform and load. That is totally ETL. Once the data loaded into data warehousing using ETL with the ETL phase, okay, so generating the reports from these tables is called reporting. Okay, I have some data. If you keep data and sleep it, nothing happen. I have to read and see how many number of customers, why happened, when happened, all this I want to analyze. So that process is called reporting. So anyway, reporting not applicable for us. Okay, if you are getting into reporting, you have to know detail about what is happened. So now conclusion is that to build a data warehousing or in a complete data warehousing, three major things. One is ETL, reporting and data warehousing, because this is a centralized one, which is a common for both people. So now the question is, we are saying that read and load, but the challenges are we have data in different formats and different technologies. If I want to do, if I recruit her and then ask to take all the data and dump here, she will cry because there are 20 different technologies. I cannot expect her to learn all the 20 technologies because it's very pain. And if I want to read data from SAP, I want to write ABAP program. If I want to read data from XML, I need to write a XML parser in Java. And all these very big programmings. Okay, it's very tough. I need to learn all the technologies. I need to write lot of program. That's why we have a different approach. In the older days, okay, how can you do ETL? I can write manual coding. Just now I spoke to you. Write ABAP program, Java program, shell script, Perl script. So still there are some companies, older projects, still they are executing in script, shell script, Perl script. Okay, but we know the problem. If I write a programming language, I need to know every database thoroughly. And when you write a PL SQL and SQL, we need to write very lengthy programs. Example, if you want to take some data and write a mainframe program, COBOL, it will be 10,000 lines. If I want to make a simple one line change also, I need to take one day. It's not that easy. So people started facing lot of challenges. That's why people started thinking about, is there any easiest way we can go and take data from anywhere in the world and put data in anywhere in the world. That is where our ETL tools. The top tools are Informatica, okay, and ODI. Okay, ODI works in a different style. Okay, and SAP BODS. For every company, there are different tools we have here. If you take Informatica, Informatica is an organization name. Okay, So it provides a lot of software. Informatica provides a lot of software, but out of all these things, Informatica Power Center is one tool, which is a ETL tool, which is popularly known as PC. Apart from that, big list is there. In the detailed Informatica class, we can explore that. Okay. And for Oracle previously had one very normal, means not so popular ETL tool, which is called OWB. Okay, but it is not successful. It couldn't compete with Informatica and any other tools. And they bought one company called Synopsys, and they released as a Oracle Data Integrator, which is known as ODI. Details we'll see in ODI classes. And then for IBM, what is the tool? Data Stage. Again, this is not really developed by IBM, okay, and it is developed by one other company called Ardent, Essential, and a lot of things have been done. Okay, and for SAP, BODS. So again, this is not developed by SAP. Business Objects developed it. Okay, I used to call it BODI and then renamed as a BODS. Okay, so these are the top players, and apart from this, there is one big company called Ab initio, which is very powerful. But because of the cost and availability of the software documentation, we'll see very less things on the Ab initio, but these are the top players in the world. Apart from this, yeah, Microsoft. Okay, so apart from this, there are two open source. One is called Talendy, Pentaho. These are also picking up a lot in the market nowadays because they are similar to Linux. They are open source. You can take the source code also. You can do your own, and you can use it for free. Okay, and previously it used to be very low, but because of the big data and all this different direction moving, so these tools also picking. And for the Microsoft category, SSIS. So it works only for Microsoft only, but unfortunately even Microsoft also for data warehousing they are using Informatica. They used the SSIS, but it didn't work out, and last year they completely migrated to Power Informatica. Okay, so it works for a medium scale, very cheaper and easy, and do it quickly. But for big scale, it won't work. But it is also for small medium scale customers. It is a good tool, easily learnable, and things work for smaller case. So this is the background of what ETL, okay, and all that. Okay, so I'll just give you how that Informatica will help you to read and load, so that you will get a small clarity. Okay, then anyway we'll go detail in the next classes, in the technical classes. If you go to Informatica, you will have, I'll show both things, ODI and then Informatica. So Informatica, as we discussed, the power of the ETL tool is, I don't want to develop or I don't want to learn any technology. You learn Informatica only. It will help you to read data from anywhere and help you to load data to anywhere without you knowing that technology very detailed. And also whenever you want to write any logics, anything if you want to do, you don't need to write any programs. You don't need to know SQLs or any other programming languages. You can develop the programs in a very easy graphical fashion. That is the power of the ETL tool. Okay, so here I will take one simple example. I will read data from a table and I will write to a file. The software components, architecture, everything we'll discuss in a later part, but this to show the look and feel what is Informatica and all. Okay, so generally I want just to take one simple use case. I want to take some, I will show both in ODI and then Informatica. Okay, let's say I want to take data from this table and write to one Excel file. Just simple use case if you take. So generally if you want to do this in Oracle, you need to know either SQL loader or you need to write a different program or export it and then say Control A and Control C and then Control V in Excel. But that again a manual intervention required. So I'll show how we do in Informatica. First I need to get this table which I want to read. So I connected to database where my tables are present. I'm selecting the table. So no manual coding. I didn't learn anything technical here. I just all browse only. So now you can see a table added here. Since I am planning to read data from this table, so from place where you are planning to read is called source. Because that is the source of your information. So then this data I want to write to a file. Okay, so I'll show you how quickly I can do. So in Informatica, we develop some programs which are called as mappings. So mapping is nothing but developing a program similar to a PL SQL and all without writing any programs in a graphical fashion. Okay, so I want to read data from this table. So I have not written any SQL or anything. I just put the table and then dragged here. I didn't apply any extra brain here. I want to take this data and then I want to do some logic. So for some commissions there is a value null. I want to, wherever null is there, I want to put 0, just for example. Means some logic I want to do. Or I want to take wherever salary is there, I want to make salary plus 10 logic. Okay, so you don't need to write any programs. Here in Informatica you will have something called transformations. So all transformation means your ready-made code put in a graphical. You don't need to all kind of a rangoli colors only. Okay, so I'm picking up one transformation. Again, this is also a box graphical coloring only. Okay, so now I'm selecting all the columns I'm putting here. Why I'm putting whatever data is coming, for that I want to make my salary by 10, increment it by 10 or update it by 10. So whatever salary is coming, so for this salary to make it 10, I'm just doing a simple logic here. So whatever is coming, let it come, and whenever it comes and whatever salary comes, and for that I will make it to 10. Well, I'm changing it and updating, means incrementing by 10 value. So this output I want to write to a file. So I can go and very quickly create a file here. Since it is a file, I just need to change this to file, that's all. I don't need to worry about anything. And this file whatever I created right now, we'll learn detail in the how, what we can do, how many ways we can create a file and all. So I'm putting over here and then I will link it here. So when you are linking, you can choose which column you want to link to where. So this is all you can do manually, automatically. So that's why it is just you are linking and mapping. That's why it's named as a mapping. So no SQL, no PL SQL or nothing here. Just simple using some ready-made available components which are called transformations. We are taking and putting some logics. So slight Informatica functions we need to learn. Okay, mostly they are equivalent to SQL functions only. Okay, and you can just take and then put it here. So once you design, this is your program. So once your program is developed, to run it, we'll do something called workflow. This is one-time activity. So this is the one I'm going to run it, which is previously created, and I'll give some connections information here. Means where you want to run this. All that connections I will give here. And you ask to write a file. So what is your file name and where you want to place? Okay, and all that information you can configure, and again everything graphically. So this is the file name I'm giving. So demo dot okay, and if I run it, it will go and run this program, whatever is there, and ultimately we will go and write whatever file I have chosen right now. By default, it will write in one particular path, or you can choose your own path. So this is the demo file I have given. Okay, if you open, you can see that whatever salary new column I have given, all got created into Excel. So there is no involvement of writing a technical detailed PL, SQL or any other program, and our development will go in a style where how you are, what you want, and for that what transformation is available, like this whatever place in between are called transformation. For every activity there is one transformation. I want to put a filter, you will have one transformation by name filter. I want to sort the data, you will have a separate transformation for that. So that's why you have big list of transformations available here. Using that you will develop it. Okay, this is how you will develop your programs in Informatica and perform your data integration and data warehousing. Means what are they doing? Taking data somewhere and then putting here. No matter wherever it is, whatever you want inside to do and wherever you want to place it. That's why the tool is all-in-one solution for many places. The same way, I'll show you in ODI. So the current version of ODI is 12, but both are ETLs only. That too. But the way how they process the data when they are reading and loading, so there is a big difference actually. For a developer, you will not feel any difference when you are learning, but the way how the ODI tool works, okay, it is completely different. And ODI is known as ELT. Okay, all the processing will be done on the database itself. That's why it is picking up a lot in the market nowadays. Okay, so for bigger volumes of processing, very huge volumes if you want to process, so always any processing on the database is very faster than outside. That's why there is a good demand for this tool nowadays. So this will, if you see, both looks similarly, you will not feel any different, but internally how they work is different. So Informatica also I connected. So here also I am connecting, and there also I put my sources where I want to read. I put where I want to load, and this time I'll show you. But the only thing is what you do there, what you do is slightly different. So here, whatever tables and whatever database you want to access, for that you need to give something called databases configuration here. Okay, this is the database I want to access, and this is the driver I want to use to connect it to the database. And then under this database, from which user or which schema you want to read your tables, so that will be available. You have to configure here. Generally that is called topology here. Once you are done this, okay, then you have to tell what are the tables you are planning to use right now, or from where you want to read, where you want to load. So here this time I will try to read data from a file. Okay, I have a file, okay, by name dpt1.csv. It is a notepad file, and this file data I want to read, load into a database table. So this is the file I have here, and I want to load this data from which is coming from the file into another table. Okay, these are all tables I have. Or if you want to bring a table here, you can also do very quickly. Which file it is? Department. So I am just creating one table, that's all, without any data. So right now your table does not have any data. So this table I want to bring into ODI. So this is under Scott user right now. So I am trying to bring, like in Informatica how we have done, in the same way I am doing here. But the terminology, wording slightly different. So then you can see the table, whatever you have placed, okay, you can see here. So it is also similar to Informatica. There is a table file, here also some table file, but I am doing in a reverse way now, okay. So to develop a program, in Informatica also mapping, in ODI also mapping. So to create or to develop a program, so like how we have done in Informatica, same way you will do the mappings. Okay, so like what there we call transformations, and these are called components here. So now I want to read data from a file. So you don't need to worry where is this file and how to read data from a file. You don't worry. You just tell this is my file and I want to read it. Okay, and this whatever data comes from this file, and this I want to load to this particular table. So just link from here to here. So only slight change in the linking, there will one by one will link it, and I'll just directly link it. Okay, so it will tell you this column comes from here, this column from here. Once you do this, this is where big difference in the ODI. Okay, so to read data from any place and then load into any place, okay, how best it can do, or what programs you want to develop, okay, that you have option to choose. Okay, say right now I want to read data from a file and load into a table. Informatica, if you do, there is only one way, I will read it, load it. But in ODI, you can choose. When you are reading data from a file and loading to a table, you can choose whether you want to read and load using a SQL loader program, or you want to use a concept of external table, or you want to write your own program. So all those configurable options you can choose here. Okay, and generally that is called knowledge module. So right now I'm choosing to take the data from a file and put into here. Okay, I'm using some different concept here called external table, and to load data from here to here I'm choosing a difference. It is more customizable. Okay, detail we'll see in a ODI sessions. Okay, how this makes. So you have more options, and you can take the program under your control very quickly. And the complete thing backside it will become SQL only. So it is completed now. Okay, and if I go and see now in this table, previously it was blank. So now your data got loaded here. So how it is loaded? You can also see what is the code written inside when it is taking data from here to there. Whereas Informatica will make use of only internal Informatica programs, whereas ODI will generate the SQLs. Anything which you are doing in the backside means it is doing in a SQL only. So you can see one SQL generated here. So for that matter, what all things can be done inside, everything will be done by ODI only. So that's why ODI is a ELT and Informatica is a ETL. Okay. So maybe in your courses will be discussing very detailed on that. What is this? Okay. So that is what about a introduction about the data warehousing, integration and ETLs, Informatica and ODI. So if you have any questions, let me know. So here coming back to, I skipped this slide. Okay, our course will be like this. So the demo is just a brief introduction. Then your concepts classes will go for 5 to 6 days. Okay, and that is our initial. The complete coverage of the data everything will be there, and then here you will have complete Informatica. That is for 25 days. Okay, and 25 days means you will have more hours, and weekends there will be extra classes, because in 25 days in a day stage we cannot finish. We need more, because generally in our course will be advanced course only. Whatever you learn, especially for Informatica or ODI people, the course curriculum is advanced. Okay, the only thing is first for every topic, the first part will be basic and the second part will be the advanced for every topic whatever you take. But if you want to understand the advance, and I always advise you to practice every day whatever we complete here, otherwise you will get some confusion. Because so mostly we'll go with detailed advanced level of the content only, that you will, and to be honest, up to 10 years also you can keep your experience if you are really following the exercises and the topics which are discussing here. Okay, and we will get a notes, okay, and printed document and interview notes separately, and every video will be available here itself, maybe in case you want some repetition of the things which you want. And at the end of the course you will have a project oriented, okay, especially for Informatica and ODI people, ETL people, you need minimum some Unix knowledge, and that will be covered here. And also you will get a full real project overview, whatever module you choose. Okay, and if you really want to do also, I will give you some very complex assignments if you really interested. Okay, you want to just learn, okay, but if you really want to get knowledge, we have everything here to bring you up to speed. After that you can resume preparation and everything will be there. And also if you are a good guy, then I'll guarantee that you place somewhere. But if you are practicing, you're doing anything, if I know that a candidate is good, I'll take care. But if you don't practice, if you are not really interested, then that is a different story. And in the same way for ODI, same thing, concepts will be clubbed here because same class will be there. And ODI topic wise compared to the Informatica, you have less topics in ODI, but you have to pay a lot of attention because it's slight confusing actually, because mostly SQL are involved in the ODI. Okay, and after that, project overview, whatever you want, and same thing. But ODI classes will be from 7 o'clock. Okay, the whatever 5 days are there, concepts, that is at 9 o'clock. After that, ODI will continue at 7 o'clock, and Informatica will continue in the same way. So any
So
other
in this course,
questions
you are
or any
covering
other doubts?